Welcome to episode 3 of Let Freedom Ring. We're here on location in Arlington, Virginia with my friend Tim Hogan. Tim, welcome to the show. In your place
That's right.
of residence.
Yep.
We're here. It's Defenders Weekend. We're going over at DC, which what is that, about 5 miles away, Tim?
Yeah, we're right over the bridge in Arlington, Virginia. The Defender Stadium's like 3 or 4 miles away,
So exciting. We got Bobby here too, Mike as well. Bobby's a Battlehawks fan. So there's a little bit of a rivalry going on. But Tim, want to get to know you a little bit. So first question, Tim, where are you from? Where do you live now?
So I was born in Nashville, New Hampshire. Lived there through high school, went to college in Boston, and after college came down to DC area for a job. I've been here ever since. I've lived in Arlington for a couple of years, and DC again, and then back to Arlington. That's where I'm at now. So
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. What's one thing everybody should know about Tim Hogan?
I'm a lifelong, diehard DC Defenders fan.
Oh, I me too.
Yeah, I also like running. Since we're getting older now, we don't play a lot of sports. Try to
Yep.
stay in shape by doing something. So, I like running. I'll never do a full marathon, but I like doing half marathons. So
And you just did your first ruck.
I did.
How did that go?
It was a lot easier than I thought. I thought ruck events were a lot harder.
Yeah.
I did a light, which is supposed to be the easiest anyways. That's supposed
Okay.
to make that easy for you to market it to you, so you want to do the tougher ones that cost more money. So it was about 4 hours. It was good. It was a good time. It's something I'll probably do again. So
Awesome. Well, maybe someday you can come do the tough ruck with me and Bobby.
that's right. Well, you guys were supposed to come do the light with us in
Yeah,
DC,
we kind of botched that.
Yeah.
Typical of us. But
it's all right.
we're here now.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we have the tough ruck coming up in about a month. I have to say that I haven't trained as hard as I have in the past. I swear, since I've torn my rotator cuff, I have become lazy.
How heavy is the plate that you use?
I've used a 50. I've done a 50-pound bag. I've done a 40. I've done a 38. And then last year I did the lightweight because of obviously my shoulder couldn't
Nice.
do that. And so feel free to donate to my tough ruck as well because I do have
Shameless
to do
plug for getting all your
that.
stuff up to it. Yeah.
But anyways, next question. With the show being Let Freedom Ring, what do you love most about being an American?
So I watched the first 2 episodes you had, and that was like the first 2 guests said freedom of speech, and couldn't come up with anything better than that. The president has a Twitter account. You can literally swear at him on it, and you're not going to get prosecuted. So to me, I think just the fact that you can do whatever, you can work where you want, you can say what you want, you can do what you want, and that's your choice. To me, that's what being an American's all about.
All right, awesome. Good answer. And so I guess, what does being American mean to you in general?
Freedom. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of cliche, but freedom. You can, for all the things I just said, you can, live your life the way you want to do it, and people can say what they want to on how you live your life, but that's their call, and you can do it anyway. So.
No, that's awesome. I like that answer, and nothing's more. I mean, we're here basically in the nation's capital because, so. Good answer. All right, that brings us to current events. I've asked this on every show because it's just nonstop, or maybe it's just nonstop for me. I'm always thinking about it. Coronavirus. What do you think of that? Have you guys had any cases here in DC?
I think there's a couple.
Okay.
I don't think a lot about it, and maybe that's shame on me for it.
Yeah.
I travel for work. I take a flight on Monday night and fly back on Thursday night. I go through the airports. I travel to St. Louis, and I've seen probably 4 or 5 people in total wear masks.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Yeah.
I think it's the flu, and it's probably a more deadly version of the flu. I think the media drives how bad it is. I'm sure it's killed some people. From what my understanding is, it's older people, and people with pre-existing health conditions. So for me personally, I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would worry about traveling somewhere and bringing it back and affecting somebody else and being responsible for that. But I think it's something that hopefully, when the weather gets warmer, kind of goes away.
I hope you're right on that, but I do agree. I think it is going to be kind of the new flu.
Yeah.
And these things happen. I mean,
Heard about swine flu, and there's been a few during our lifetime that's happened, right? So.
And I think you're right on that. I don't want to get it. My biggest fear is having to do be stuck at home for 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Yep.
So
I don't want to have the flu. I'm not worried about dying from the flu.
No.
That's kind of.
I think that's really how to look at it.
Yep.
I agree. President Trump just signed off on an emergency spending bill, $8.3 billion. Both parties were able to agree on that, which in this day and age, they don't seem to agree on anything.
Yep.
So hopefully that we can start to, not be so panicked about it.
Yeah.
But definitely on our road trip down today, every rest area we went to, I washed my hands really well, and I still was paranoid by the time I got back to the car.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely think about it. I mean, I definitely think about it all the time, just because you can't stop hearing about it. But at the end of the day, I think just wash your hands like you always do, and it's. I got a flu shot. Not everybody does, but hopefully I don't get it. But can't stop doing what you're doing because you're afraid of it.
No, I agree. I definitely washing your hands, and when you do it, I think they suggest
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Sing happy birthday. Do your ABCs.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Don't just run the water. Really wash in there. There's a hit song in Vietnam right now.
I'd love to know the words to that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking at the translation right before this. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But it's become like a sensation there. John Oliver was talking about it the other day, like viral videos of people like, scrub, 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 scrub. So
should there be a music video on your next episode of that?
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe we should. We'll see if there's any copyright thing. Maybe they can't find out.
Yeah.
Hopefully that this video gets to be it.
Sure. Yeah.
That brings us to pop culture. What are some of your favorite movies?
So not a huge movie guy.
Okay.
I like a lot of comedies. I would say recently I saw Uncut Gems, which is I'm a Celtics fan, so I thought it was kind of cool. Didn't love it as much as I had heard all the hype for it. I thought it was really good. I wish there was more Celtics stuff in it, to be honest with you, but it was a good movie. I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I also liked that kind of era and like the Charles Manson kind of stuff that kind of intrigues me, but they didn't touch on it a ton, so it was more just a Quentin Tarantino movie with that in it.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that film. It was totally different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, same.
Which I think is where you get a lot out of Tarantino. You don't know what to expect with that guy.
Yep.
I still think his biggest classic is Pulp Fiction.
Uh-huh.
I think that's his masterpiece in a way.
I like that.
But any other movies that you do?
I mean, so we're on Quentin Tarantino. I like Inglourious Basterds a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Didn't love Django Unchained. Thought it was
Yeah.
kind of like over the top. I mean, that's just me. I
There were
think it was a
scenes
good movie.
yeah.
But because I'm not a huge movie guy, I like comedies, and I think my favorite movie of all time is probably Wedding Crashers. It's
Really?
a classic. It's just, there's no bad time to watch it.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely a movie that never really gets old.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn were just so funny together. And,
Yep.
and that's when Vince Vaughn was like in his prime.
Yep. Because he's on Curb Your Enthusiasm now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not as fun. He's
just kind of.
But he was really funny in that. So.
And that kind of brings me to another thing. I think that's something with comedians in general, that they have a short span where they're really funny, because I don't find Adam Sandler funny.
Yeah, I don't find Will Ferrell funny anymore.
No.
They have like a hot streak, and then it's like that kind of comedy kind of goes down. And like Seth Rogen was my favorite for a while. It's like I don't really.
What's he on now?
I mean, the last one was the Green Hornet. I'm not interested in seeing that anyways. I didn't see it.
Green Hornet? I don't even.
It was in that. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't see it.
Yeah. I'd say those guys, they own the mid 2000s, and now that's it. I think comedy can be a short run.
Yep.
What's your favorite TV shows?
Sort of like movies. I kind of feel the same way about TV shows, but I liked House of Cards a lot.
Okay.
Unfortunately, what happened with Kevin Spacey kind of ruined the show. And the last season was fine, but I really like that show, especially where I kind of live in the DC area. It's kind of funny how a lot of scenes are taped, whether they're on set or not. At least they're supposed to be set in places that you would know.
Yeah.
But I also really like the show Hunters that's on Amazon Prime now. It didn't get great reviews, but it's got Al Pacino and it's about a bunch of
I've seen the commercial.
Jewish people that survived the Holocaust are now hunting Nazis that live in the U.S. And, I've probably seen 5 episodes now. I usually watch that on the plane when I'm going to work.
Nice.
I think it's a great show, so I recommend it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hunters. Tim Hogan, good suggestion.
Yep.
To the Let Freedom Ring universe.
That's right. Yep.
All right, so I want to touch on a bunch of stuff in sports, because I know we promoted the show as you're a sports guru, which I think that's an accurate thing to say about you. First question. My buddy Josh Patton asks, review the Defenders Vipers game.
So I don't get what's going on with the Defenders right now. I went to the game against the Guardians in week 2, and granted the Guardians aren't a very good football team, but they couldn't score. They couldn't do anything. I mean, the quarterback wasn't McGloin. I forget what quarterback it was, but he basically said, we're going to change our entire game plan because we can't do anything. And they couldn't. I mean,
he's complaining on the sideline.
The game was, wasn't even worth watching because they couldn't do anything on the field. But lately they got killed by LA and they got killed by the Vipers, and they can't stop anybody.
No.
So I don't know what happened. St. Louis is a good team. They got a good quarterback. They have a mobile quarterback. So we'll see what happens. I hope they just play better than on the road. I feel like maybe that's a trend for because I think there's a stat that every team that's traveled across country so far can't win a game. And granted, Tampa's not that far, but LA is, and they got crushed. So I think maybe just the XFL in their first year, every team's gonna play better at home than on the road.
I think that's a fair statement. I think the Defenders are going to win tomorrow. I feel like what I kind of like about the league is it's any given Saturday or Sunday.
Yep.
But there's a problem not only in the NFL, but which obviously going to be in the XFL is good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's hard to find them. We've been so spoiled as Patriot fans.
Yeah, it's tough to find in the NFL, and the XFL is supposed to be the cast-off. So
Yeah.
if the NFL can't fill out the league, then the XFL definitely can.
And I think that's going to be a struggle for the league moving forward. Is just not a lot of good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of a college-style game where it's good running backs are going to dominate.
Yeah,
and they should. There's been some decent quarterback play. The guy from Houston was PJ Walker.
Yeah, he's
dominated
figured it up.
Yeah,
they're the favorite right now.
Yeah.
Houston, I would say. I mean, they've looked really good.
I'd say it's partly because of their quarterback. So he's at least one standout, and the guy from St. Louis is good. Cardell Jones is good. I don't know, he hasn't been playing well, but he is good.
And he's starting to pout a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
so maybe that's what got him out of the NFL is the fact that he didn't have a great attitude. But he was a good quarterback at Ohio State, and he was okay in the first couple of games. So hopefully he bounces back tomorrow.
Yeah, we're hoping so. We're going to be looking for the district defender tomorrow. This guy's hilarious, so hopefully we can.
Hopefully you get a shot with him tomorrow. Add a little extra content to the episode.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, I know you're a big basketball guy.
Huh?
I know you're a Celtics fan. But the death of Kobe Bryant, obviously we've all been very sad, and I don't want to touch again on the Kobe thing that happened in 2003. I kind of want to. I don't think there was a lot of fair things said about him. The guy just died. His daughter just died. What's your favorite Kobe moment? What's something that you think should be remembered about Kobe?
So I always liked Kobe. Even though he played for the Lakers, you kind of have to hate him because you're a Celtics fan. But to be honest, when I was 8, 9, my dad's not a huge basketball fan. He liked the Celtics, but he wasn't big into basketball. I was, and when I first started watching basketball, it was Kobe and Shaq. And I remember the first shirt I had was a Lakers shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. When we're kids, we don't really know.
I don't know any better. And then someone told me it was like, you're wearing the wrong shirt. Like, take that off. So I did. But he was a dominant player throughout, my childhood, my teenage years. And then when the Celtics had a rivalry with him, it was incredible.
Yeah.
I went to the NBA Finals in 2008.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Celtics really shut him down, I feel like. But I think my favorite moment of his dominance, I think, was probably Game 5 of the 2010 Finals.
Yeah.
It was Game 5 in Boston. I think they still lost the game, but he basically, they had him mic'd up on the bench, and he was like, we're going to fight, or we're just going to keel over and die like 2008. And he scored 12 points in a row. I think he hit a 3-pointer from the logo in Boston, and then they won the next 2 games and won the championship. So they beat the Celtics. That was tough, but that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, he was just a game. I always respected. He's like a Derek Jeter.
Yeah, exactly.
He really, 2010. That was kind of a heartbreaker. Because the big thing and that big 3, when we got Garnett and we got Allen, I really thought this was going to be multiple championships.
Yeah, it would have been if Garnett didn't.
That 09. Yeah. And I think the Magic ended up in the finals.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have been. And then they beat the Magic the next year. And then after that, LeBron formed a super team, which it is what it is. The Celtics did the same thing.
Well,
so.
he took the format
Yeah.
and did it with younger guys.
Yeah.
And then Ray had to go there.
Yeah, and everybody's so mad about that still. I'm
Yeah.
not. Like, he wasn't starting at the end of the year. They're putting Avery Bradley over him.
Yeah.
He left. I mean, he left because, in my opinion, I'm a pretty diehard Celtics fan. I knew that it was over.
Yeah.
When they lost, and that strike-shortened year in Game 7. It's over.
Yeah.
It sucks, but Ray moved on, won another championship. Called him a traitor. I was mad for like a year, but nobody would do anything different. I don't think. Nobody.
I'll be honest. I was kind of mad for a year or two.
Yeah, there are people who are still mad about it.
I just really like Ray Allen.
Me
I
too.
loved watching him play.
He longevity. Paul Pierce towards the end of his career was just a guy. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't take care of his body, so he was just, he was.
He did
kind
get
of
stabbed.
So he got stabbed. Yeah, he got stabbed like when he was 25.
Yeah.
But Ray Allen could still contribute in the NBA Finals when he was, at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And then he kind of knew when to call it quits, where we had guys like, even Garnett in the last year of his career when he played for the Nets and then the Wolves again, wasn't doing anything. So I respect Ray Allen. It sucks that he kind of traded on us, but at the end of the day, whether he came back or not, we weren't going to win the championship. So
I think you're right. I'm trying to think. 2012 is when he went into the Heat. Is that
the
right?
summer of 12, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that was the year the Celtics
We lost to the
pushed
Heat, and then they beat
7
the
games,
Thunder.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thunder, who had Kendrick Perkins.
I had a false sense of hope during that playoff series.
Oh, I thought they were going to win Game 7 because they were
Yeah.
winning by the 12 at halftime.
Yeah.
But then when that was over, it's like, that was the best shot they're going to get because it was also a strike shortened year, so those old guys were fresh.
Yeah.
It's over. I mean, they're going to play an 82-game season the next year. I just didn't think there was a chance, and I think Danny Ainge trading all those guys to Brooklyn was such a good decision, and I wasn't sure about it at the time. I'd be lying if I said I was, but that ended up working out so well. So
I did have that false sense of hope that they were really going to win that. But
oh yeah, if they got by Miami, Oklahoma State would have been tough.
Yeah,
but if they got by Miami, I think they would be Oklahoma City.
I agree.
But that was their last shot. So for me to be mad at Ray Allen for still would just be kind of overkill.
I agree, and I think people gotta let it go, and I think the
Yeah.
players need to let it go, and life moves on.
Mm-hmm.
NBA might be playing in empty arenas over the coronavirus. LeBron James said today or last night, "I'm not playing in front of an empty arena." Do you think the NBA is would actually do this?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. In my opinion, LeBron can say that he's going to.
Yeah.
If it's an empty arena, he's going to play. But I don't think they should. I personally don't think they should because I don't think the coronavirus is that serious. But maybe there's something I don't know. And in Italy, they're canceling all their major soccer games that are it's like the NFL of Italy.
Oh yeah, they love it.
So they're losing a lot of money doing that. If it's really that serious, then maybe you should play in empty arenas. And for a player to say, "Oh, I'm just not going to play," it's not.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah, that'd be
Like an empty
all the best players trying to boycott it. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I remember a couple of years ago when all those things happened in Baltimore and there were those riots. They played a Baltimore Orioles game in an empty stadium.
That was weird.
That was eerie. Yeah.
You know, like how do you sports? You gotta have people there.
Yeah.
You know.
It would be a weird situation. I think if it had to happen, it has to happen. I'll just watch the game on TV. But it would be weird. I remember seeing photos. I didn't watch the game on TV for that Orioles game, but I remember seeing pictures, and it was pretty weird.
It's just eerie almost.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yep.
It's definitely different. And we've been to a few Celtics games together too.
Yeah.
And those are
2 years in a row, right?
Yeah. We should make that an annual thing.
I think we
It's
should.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You get us all together and
Go out in Boston after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
David Stern passed away. What was it? January.
Beginning of the year, I think. Yeah.
Anything on his legacy? Think of David Stern?
I mean, I think he's a huge part of why the NBA is what it is today. I mean, I think you really to say that. I mean, the NBA is not anything without the players that are playing. I mean, if Magic and Bird were in the NBA in the '80s, who knows what happened to the NBA? It's not just David Stern, but David Stern capitalized on the opportunity, and also with Michael Jordan, and then with the stars that we have today. So, I think there's always been kind of stories about how he does things that are shady. Like, in the '80s when he, people say that they rigged the NBA lottery so the Knicks could Patrick Ewing. And stuff like that, and then with the Tim Donaghy stuff with the referee,
that was
who knows who knew what about what, maybe nobody knew anything, but there's there's stories about the guy. To me, I think he's a great commissioner, and he made the NBA a powerhouse league. The NBA is one of my favorite leagues, so I think he was great, and he'll be missed for sure.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't know how old he actually was.
I didn't either.
When I said, because he always kind of looked young for his age. I think being a commissioner of a sports league is very difficult.
Yeah,
Bud
you're never the good guy.
No, but
Bud Selig is a perfect example, or Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell sucks, but
we all
that's another story.
Goodell,
for the day.
we could do a whole episode on
day.
Goodell. I felt like Selig always got very criticized.
Yeah.
For a lot of, he did turn a blind eye to the steroids. People also, Giamatti had banned Pete Rose, and people thought maybe Selig would bring him back, and he never did. He stuck to it.
Yeah.
I thought Bud Selig always had a bad rap.
I think he did.
Manfred right now, he's probably.
I don't know. Yeah.
That guy's
I don't know what to do in his position either. I feel like you can't win. So there's going to be a contingent of people that are going to absolutely kill you for whatever you do in this situation. So.
I mean, the Astros kind of put him in a bad place.
Yes.
I think MLB definitely wants this to go away.
Yeah.
But as the commissioner, he should be careful of what he says.
The piece of metal thing, is that what you're talking about?
I really,
as
a fan of baseball,
there's going to be like a PR person that's going to get fired for that. It's like you didn't let that out before.
What
before
you
said that? Yeah.
Piece of metal?
Yeah.
Well, okay, means a lot to the fans.
Yeah.
Not only that, money. There's money.
Take your name off the trophy then.
Yeah. So the Astros have put him in a bad predicament. However, he is the commissioner, and he signed up for this. So
he gets paid pretty nicely for it too.
Oh, I'm sure he does. And we know. We'll just say this here: Roger Goodell is a clown.
Yeah.
He's a puppet to the owners.
Yeah.
And he's the worst commissioner in sports.
The worst.
Absolute worst.
Yep.
I'm already liking what Andrew Luck's dad is doing better with the XFL.
Yeah, it's true.
Isn't that crazy? It's Andrew Luck's dad.
That is pretty crazy.
Brady and Garoppolo talked. Now there's, we don't know where Tom Brady's going to go next year. I think he stays with the Patriots. But now there's this talk of Tom Brady going to the 49ers. And somehow, which I have no idea how, Jimmy Garoppolo coming back to the Patriots.
So I think that what would happen there is they would have to cut Garoppolo rather than trade him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a diehard, obviously, we all are diehard Brady fans. I mean, as long as I've been watching football, Brady's been the quarterback, which is crazy because I'm 30 years old. And, he's been playing pretty much my whole life.
2001, yeah.
2001, yeah. So, in my opinion, I would let him just play it out. And if we weren't as good next year, then you know what? It is what it is rather than cut the guy loose. But I get it as a football move. And to me, it would work out better for the Patriots to get Garoppolo and send the Brady to the Niners. Maybe the Niners will win a Super Bowl next year, maybe. But he's going to retire in 3 years. Garoppolo will be around for the next 10. And Garoppolo, he didn't play great this year overall. He was more of a game manager, and he didn't play great in the Super Bowl. But, Brady was an amazing clutch player and game manager, but he wasn't an incredible, kill you with stats quarterback at the beginning of his career either.
No.
Belichick can mold him, and McDaniels, if he stays, could mold him. I think it would work out very well for the Patriots. So.
I don't want Brady. I want him to retire as a Patriot. But if there was a chance to get Jimmy Garoppolo back here for the future,
I wouldn't complain. I would say I would be rooting for the Niners next year.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, oh, we're screwed. I feel like it wouldn't be able to work out any better for the Patriots.
No. As a long-term plan, I think, because I want to say that Brady's going to come back and we're going to go to another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at it without emotions.
Like this year, even this year, I think Brady is still a better quarterback than Garoppolo.
Yes.
But 5 years down the road, Brady might be the difference maker for the Niners this year, but then when he leaves, they have who? I don't trust Stidham as the Patriots backup. So if you can get Garoppolo, and you have to let Brady go, that would hurt. But you get Garoppolo. Garoppolo proved himself in the 1.5 games he played for the Patriots.
And you get him for years to come.
Yeah, it's better than our other option right now. Or just let him go outright. If he goes to the Raiders and just signs with somebody, then we have nothing. So
Raiders make the most sense for them to go to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
and start
open up that new stadium
with the best quarterback that's ever played the game.
Yep.
I don't think
they've got some talent. They got a running back. Obviously they don't have Antonio Brown anymore.
Yeah. I bet Antonio Brown would try to weasel his way.
Well, I think he already did, and they shut that down immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they lost Khalil Mack on defense. I've been following the Raiders, so I don't know where they stand, but I don't feel like Brady would have a better shot at winning the Super Bowl. I just feel like he would get maybe paid more, and he'd put butts in seats for sure.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be a bad move for the 49ers. I think Jimmy is their quarterback for the future.
Yeah, they'd be stupid.
To go after Tom Brady, who is going to turn 44.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
he's around there. I mean, he's the oldest quarterback to start every game for an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
It just wouldn't be a smart move for them. I can't actually see this happening. I hate sports radio.
Oh,
because the hot takes are just too much.
So I don't obviously get Boston sports radio anymore, but I still, was it 98.7? I don't get that anymore. But I listen sometimes to EEI on the app.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. I actually haven't listened to it since the football season was over because I don't want to hear the Brady BS. Where's he going? What's he going to do? I heard this. Christian Fourier's got a hot take. Who's Christian Fourier?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. So I don't listen to it anymore.
It's hot take after hot take.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have not really listened to Sports Hub in years, to be honest.
I listened to him in college a little bit, but that was 8 years ago. So
yeah, and I honestly, for me, and I've told, the guy who loves wrestling with Jimmy on the Sports Hub. I can't think of it. Jimmy Stewart.
Okay. I don't know.
He goes to a lot of the chaotic wrestling events. I've seen him there, and I've told him exactly how I feel with Michael Felger. I felt
Michael Felger.
Yeah. Felger, for me, what Roy Halladay did was a very stupid thing, but the way that Felger reacted to it on the show was like an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy died, and you're kind of making a comment. Yeah, he did something.
Roy Halladay, yeah.
Who splat? I thought that was just like so distasteful.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah, I've had it with this. I don't enjoy the Sports Hub. I just don't.
Yeah. I remember when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup in 2011.
The time I didn't.
We didn't make it. No, we didn't. But we all went to the parade, and during the playoffs, I think Felger was trashing Sean Thornton.
Yeah.
And when they won, he had a quote like saying "suck at Felger" or something.
Yeah.
And then we were all at Hurricane O'Reilly's, and they were doing their show from Hurricane O'Reilly's.
Yes.
And Bobby started to chant "suck at Felger." And the entire bar of this is 8 o'clock in the morning, like 100 people are there just chanting "suck at Felger." And Felger just looks over, just like embarrassed and just kind of pissed off.
I mean,
that made my day and probably my year.
That's a ballsy move.
Yeah.
To film in a bar.
Yeah. Where people are not a fan of you.
Yeah.
Especially after what you said.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Milwaukee guy, and he takes
he's a Milwaukee guy. Yeah.
Takes a lot of hot takes. I mean, whatever, Michael Felger. He is entertaining. He is, but after the Roy Halladay thing, I just can't. I lost a lot of respect.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't hear the audio because I hadn't listened to them.
It just was. I mean,
insensitive.
You got a grieving wife, and you're talking like that on the radio. You're a jerk.
Yeah.
So, Red Sox are coming up. We love our Red Sox.
Yep.
What do we think of the season? Mookie Betts is gone.
So Sale is not having Tommy John, right?
I know he's not starting the season. I'm not sure on that.
I don't have high expectations. I think they've got a good team. What kills me about the Red Sox is obviously they won 4 World Series since 2004.
It's really
It's
hard to complain.
It's hard to be too upset.
Yeah.
I just think they're like the Marlins when they won their 2 World Series. They win and they turn over.
Yeah.
2013 they win and they fire sale. Last year 17 they win and they're kind of getting rid of everybody. They get rid of Mookie. I kind of get why they get rid of Mookie.
What he wanted was ridiculous.
If he countered with $12,420,000,
yeah,
the Dodgers could pay you that. I don't know.
What I hate about baseball is these, and I think it started with A-Rod. These 10-year deals or 12-year deals.
Yeah, like what Bryce Harper got. Who will not honor that? He'll be the.
I hope the Phillies never win anything.
Agreed.
I really do.
Agreed.
I think it's hilarious that the Nationals won the World Series last year.
Me too.
Absolutely,
awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they were. I mean, even around the All-Star break, they were terrible.
Yeah.
and then ended up going on a tear at the end of the year and winning the World Series, and Bryce Harper didn't make the playoffs.
That's just great.
Yeah.
We went to a Nationals game last year.
Yep.
I think we have, as Red Sox fans, we might have annoyed a few fans
A little bit,
there. But that was a great time, great stadium.
It's a great stadium. It's it's one of the newer parks in the league, but it's nice. It's DC is kind of a weird market for sports, I feel like.
Yeah.
The Redskins fans, they're not showing up now. I don't blame them. The Redskins fans are some of the best fans in football.
Yeah.
Up until about 2 years ago, they were the second most valuable team in the league behind the Cowboys, and they haven't been good in 20 years.
Yeah.
Capitals fans are newer fans, and we'll see what happens when Ovechkin's gone. Nationals fans, I think, are pretty solid fans, and then Wizards fans, there are not many. So it's a weird market, to be honest with you. I'm kind of glad that the Defenders are here, so it's like a new team I can just be one of the first fans of, because I like the DC teams a lot, but I feel like Boston fan base is a lot
better,
more diehard than DC.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I agree with that. I was very happy for the Nationals.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. I did go to a game in 09. I think it was 09.
Yeah.
And the team, because I want to see the Braves. I love the Braves and Red Sox growing up. So I'd gone there. This was like one of the final years of Chipper Jones, I believe. I can't think of when he retired. But they weren't drawing the Nationals at that time. I think we got tickets to the day of, and they were $30 because or maybe we didn't pay, but we were like right on the field. I think
Was it at RFK Stadium or was it the new stadium?
It was at the new stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at the new stadium. But now they're packing it. So
I think there's a wait list for season tickets.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
you know what? That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
I really do, and I'm glad that people in DC are liking baseball and having it back. I do want the Expos to be back. I will push that on this show as much as possible. I think the Rays.
Put Tampa and Montreal, make them the Expos again. Why not?
I don't
they
know.
Can't even sell a playoff game.
The Rays just shouldn't have a team.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, I do have a question from Facebook. It's from your girlfriend, Julie. Asks, how much do you love your girlfriend?
I love her a lot. I don't know if you're totally serious with that question, but I love you, Julie. And, this is both of our houses. This is her artwork, by the way, not mine. We have a koala painting in our house. It's not mine, but it's cool. I like it.
I actually like it. I think it brings the room together. Kind of like the Big Lebowski
cool.
had that.
Really brings the place together. Yeah. You can say that.
All right, that brings us into the politics part of the show. Any take on Super Tuesday? It kind of went a little bit different than a lot of people thought it was.
Well, now it seems like there's 3 candidates left. It's Trump, Biden, and Bernie.
Yeah.
Does that sound right? I mean, it's interesting. It's all 3 guys in their 70s.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, where the debates had a lot more diversity there. I don't know. I think it was interesting. I'm kind of surprised it worked out the way it did. But we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, I honestly, on the first episode of the show, we really talked about how it looked like Bernie had a lot of momentum. New Hampshire loves Bernie Sanders, at least the Democrats in New Hampshire. The conservatives can't stand him. But, so he's won that back-to-back elections, and then you go into the other states and it becomes that moderate Dem. I think Biden is going to end up with the nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Things could change. I'll have to keep an eye on it, but I think you're right. Do we really need presidents in their 70s running the country?
And I don't know. I should probably be more into politics than I am. Just at kind of the debates that I've seen, and I haven't seen a lot of them. I think I haven't been incredibly impressed with anybody.
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like at this point, I'm just going to vote for somebody who I think is going to hire the best staff.
Okay.
Who's going to have the best cabinet, the best advisors.
Yeah.
I don't know who that's going to be, but at this point, they're all guys in their 70s, and they're all guys that have made some questionable choices, or people are some will divide the nation, some won't. But come November, will be whoever I think is going to hire the best supporting cast, because I think they're going to have a lot more influence than maybe presidents in the past.
Okay. No, I like that answer. You said the divide. What do you think of the overall divide that we have in this country? Is it a problem? Is social media making it worse?
Yeah, I mean they highlight it. I think there's
Yeah.
always been a little bit of a divide.
I agree.
I think maybe it's more volatile because you can just get on your phone and say whatever you want. But I feel like there's always been different views. And yeah, I remember growing up, I would, just being around, my parents don't usually argue politics with people, but seeing other older people, they'd be yelling about politics all the time, especially at, you have a few drinks and you start talking politics, and then it gets a little intense. It happens. Now it's just, you can see it a lot more, and then the media shows those tweets because they have the tweets.
And the media loves to run with that.
Yeah.
They love it.
It is what it is. I think and there's no changing it, in my opinion. It is what it is. You have to kind of just have tunnel vision and block it out and make the best decision for you.
No, I agree with that. I think the division, I think social media does make it a little bit worse. I do think people get, a little bit tougher on social media.
Yeah.
But I think the divide's always existed. I'm just hoping that, we can have this next election, people can accept it, and we move on.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, agreed.
That brings us to blank versus blank.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite segments of the show. I'm going to give you 2 words. You tell me which one you like better and why. Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving?
Kemba. 100%.
100%.
200%. Reason being, Kyrie used to be my favorite player.
Yeah.
I'm a big Duke fan. He went to Duke. He only played half the season, but he was incredible. He came to the Celtics his first year. He was incredible. He's just so passive aggressive, doesn't have leadership skills, and he tries to be LeBron, but he's not good enough to be LeBron. I don't like LeBron either, but LeBron at least can back it up. Kyrie's not good enough to do that. Kemba Walker might be the nicest guy in the NBA, it seems like.
Okay.
And he's eventually going to take a backseat to Jason Tatum. He doesn't seem like that's going to bother him, where Kyrie Irving would bother him.
I never liked Kyrie Irving. I didn't really
Really?
want him coming to the Celtics. I didn't like how he was leaving the Cavs. I can't play with this guy.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling that this was the result we were going to get with him. He's not a leader.
No.
He's a good basketball player. And
He's a
that's it.
good volume scorer. I mean, there's a list a mile long of guys that have gone to the NBA like that, and you're not going to be a number 1 on a championship team. And if that's what he's looking for, he's not going to get it. So hopefully, when he's he's paired up with Kevin Durant, maybe it works out for him. I think
He ain't going to be better than Durant.
He definitely won't be better than Durant, and hopefully, they both have questionable personalities, in my opinion. So hopefully they can gel together, because it would be nice to see another really good team in the East.
Yeah.
But I was pretty unsure of what was going to happen to the Celtics in the summer, and then when I found out they were getting Kemba, I was like,
All right.
hell yeah! And he has not disappointed. So
I really, my buddy Michael Schultz had said that his prediction was a Boston Celtics Lakers final.
I could see it.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It'd be amazing. It'd be the last 3 finals the Celtics were in were all against the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I think the Bucks are going to be tough. I think Toronto is, in my opinion, Boston could beat Toronto, but they could go either way. Philly's got their own issues. They've got plenty of talent, but who knows what happens. I think the Lakers are going to come out of the West. I think the Clippers are a challenge, but I think that's it. I don't see the Nuggets really posing a challenge to LeBron and Anthony Davis. Clippers could beat them, but to me, I think it's definitely Lakers. And, hopefully it's the Celtics, maybe the Bucks, I don't know, but I think that'd be awesome.
I gotta say, LeBron kind of he went over there, they had the bad season, he didn't even finish the season, he was like, all right, we're not gonna win this, I'm done.
Nailed it in,
And just kind of waited his time, and now I have a feeling, the Lakers.
They have so many guys that, maybe they're getting a little bit older, or, guys like Rondo or Danny Green or Avery Bradley. They're guys that I think have enough in the tank, where the Cavaliers had a lot of big names, but there are guys like Dwayne Wade and Derrick Rose who were injured and they weren't ready to play. They have guys now in the Lakers that are big names, and maybe they're not in their prime, but they're guys that can, when the lights come on, Dwight Howard's having a big time comeback year.
Good for him. Good for him.
Rondo, I think when he wants to, is still a good player. Danny Green is perfect for LeBron's system, where he's a 3-and-D kind of guy. JaVale McGee's good. Anyways, they have a long list of guys that I think when it comes time for the playoffs are going to be able to play pretty well.
Would you say you're still a Rondo fan? I loved Rondo when he was in
I love Celtics Rondo.
I haven't liked him.
He doesn't try. He
Yeah.
doesn't. He's got an attitude. To me, I don't like guys that can't just man up and accept a role. And if you don't agree with it, then play the year out and go somewhere else. But don't burn the bridge, because people talk, and I feel like the reason why Rondo's bounced around so much is because he can't get along with anybody, and then his reputation kind of precedes him. So.
All right. No, good take. I mean, because like I said, I loved him in Boston.
It was amazing in Boston. But he also didn't have to shoot that much. He would dish it out, and then he was amazing at driving. And then but to be fair, he had so many options to pass it to. They didn't necessarily clog the lane on him.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that makes sense. All right, now I think I know your answer to this, but I'm going to ask it because a lot of people try to use this quarterback to say that one other is not the best. Brady or Montana?
I had a weird feeling you would ask me a question like this.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty subjective. My vote would be Brady.
Okay.
It just, especially in football, where I feel like baseball, it's easy to argue who the best player of all time was because at the end of the day, you control what you do on the field, and it's, in football, a quarterback needs to be able to throw to somebody. He needs an offensive line that can block for him. He needs a coach that can coach a defense to not give up a million points. So Brady's got 6 rings. In my opinion, he's the best quarterback of all time. There's nobody I'd rather have in crunch time, but there's also really good quarterbacks that maybe didn't have the opportunity that Brady had. So my vote's Brady. Don't get me wrong. Joe Montana. I would take Brady over Montana. I would take Brady over Manning.
Yep.
But I think the pairing of Brady and Belichick is, you could argue for both of them. It's like, well, one had the other, so that's why they were better.
Yeah, and that's a debate that I just get annoyed by. It is what it
I
is.
don't like to debate it.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's Brady and I think it's Belichick, but if someone says it's Manning or someone says it's Montana and Bill Walsh, it's like, all right, well, you have a point, I get it, but
No, good answer. And let's not forget, Brady has 6, but he's made it to the Super Bowl 9 times.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And then in one of them that he lost, he did 500 yards.
Yeah. I mean, that against the Eagles, I mean, that could have gone either way. It's tough in football because you're only playing one side of the ball.
Exactly. It's such a team sport. In basketball, you can dominate a game. Baseball, if you're an amazing hitter, you don't need somebody else. Ideally, you need somebody in front of you so you get good pitches.
Yeah.
But if you're a good hitter, you're a good hitter. But football, you're only playing half the game at most, anyways. So.
And the quarterback can do his job and still lose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
2 things I know you're not really into. One of them I'm into. Pro wrestling or NASCAR? If you had to decide one to watch.
I've been to a wrestling event.
Really?
I don't think I was with you. I was with Mike and Bobby.
You go to Raw or something?
Yeah, it was in Boston when we were in college. That was fun. I haven't been to a NASCAR event. I've heard pretty good things about going to NASCAR. I think that if you were to present me with tickets for one or the other, I would take the NASCAR tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair thing.
Yeah.
Hurts my feelings a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, the Boston area, because you grew up in Nashua, or the DC area?
Boston area, DC area. I grew up in that area, but as far as like my adulthood, I know DC. Like when I go back to Boston, I love Boston and I love New Hampshire and all that. But so I go back, and I almost like don't even remember where things are.
Really?
Yeah, and so many things are different.
Yeah.
DC's been really good to me. I love it. I don't plan on going back to Boston to live. I always love going back to visit. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50. I couldn't imagine a better place to kind of grow up in Boston, but I also couldn't imagine a better place to be where I'm at in my life now. So I don't know. I'd say it's a tie.
And how long again? I think you said earlier, but how long have you been in DC now?
8 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, time flies. I can't believe you've
That's
been for 8 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I can see that you've spent more time here now. You've adjusted to that. So going home.
It's also warmer here.
Yeah.
People ask me because I'm from New Hampshire. Oh, do you go skiing? Do you go snowboarding? I'm like, I've been like snowboarding like 10 times in my life.
Yeah, they always.
I don't do that very often, so I don't miss it.
No, I don't blame that. I went skiing once. I didn't enjoy it. I never want to get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The first decade of the 2000s or the second decade, the 2010s. Which one did you prefer?
As far as
just which one would you like better with as far as movies, pop culture, which decade?
Not just my life, but just events.
I mean, because
I'd probably prefer this decade for my life just because we were adults and
I agree.
age and all that. Yeah. As far as like sports and pop culture, probably the 2000s.
Okay.
Because you had the early Patriots, you had the 04 Red Sox.
We'll never forget that.
to me, I kind of judge it by sports because pop culture. I mean, I'm not a huge movie or music person. I
that's
love
true.
sports, so 2008 Celtics. I'd say that was probably the best stretch. Well, the best stretch of that decade for me of like just watching the Celtics go through the playoffs and then the championship. I know me and my buddies all hung out every night and watched the game. So
That was an incredible time.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, because you guys graduated high school in 08, right?
Yeah.
You and Mike, yeah. So, oh wow. So you get to see that, and then
So I mean, the next decade was pretty awesome too. Seeing 3 more Patriots championships than Bruins, and then 2 more Red Sox. So, but I think it's a little bit cooler when you're a younger kid to see that kind of stuff. Now it's like I'm older than half the players, so it's cool, but I don't care quite as much as I did back then. So
no, I totally understand. I mean, in 04 will never. That's going to be a moment that will
Never forget.
Until the day I die, we'll never really forget how amazing that whole season was.
Yep.
So
the
that was,
fight in July when Veritek lit up A-Rod.
Yep.
And then coming back 3-0 and then beating the Cardinals.
I'll tell you, when they were down 3-0, I remember driving home. I was at my buddy Brian's and going like, I can't believe they did this to me again. I can't, because after the
year before getting
that
killed in
was
Game
brutal.
7.
That was brutal. I was at Hooters in Nashville and it was still a thing. And people trashed that place. I watched a woman.
Actually, I remember going to your house like a week after that. I remember seeing holes in the wall.
Yeah.
You guys all fucking
You can imagine. I saw a woman just bash her boyfriend's car, and he was like, "Baby, what are you doing?" And that was just like that. 03 was like, oh my! And I was one of the guys saying, "Keep Pedro in." How wrong was I?
Me too.
You know, Matsui comes.
Brady got fired for that, but
you know,
what do you do? One of the best pitchers ever has to stay.
It cost Grady Little a lot.
Yeah, it did.
You know, but then the next year, going down to 3, coming back, where I was like, I don't trust this team anymore. David Roberts steals the base in Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. You're right. That decade was pretty awesome to be a Boston sports fan.
It was. I mean, both decades were spoiled, especially now that I live here. It's like, you know, Capitals won, the Nationals won. That's awesome, and then the WNBA team won, which is cool too. But you don't have that. I mean, the Skins haven't done anything. Yeah. You know, the Wizards aren't doing anything. So.
And I don't think they're going to.
I'm hopelessly optimistic that they will. I think Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio are going to turn things around. I don't know what they're going to do.
Jack Del Rio's back with the.
He's at DC now.
He's
the defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And they have Haskins at quarterback. I think he's got potential. I don't know if he's the guy. They could draft 2 at number 2. I think they're going to draft Chase Young, who's the D end at Ohio State.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think they're going to turn things around slowly. But if you think about it though, 2 years ago when they had Alex Smith, before he broke his leg, they were a playoff team.
Yeah.
They were. I forget. It was 5-3 or something like that. They were pretty good. And he broke his leg and it fell apart. And last year was a joke. So. I don't know. Dan Snyder's not a great owner, but hopefully he just puts enough power into Ron Rivera that he can actually kind of right the ship.
And the fans want him to sell the team.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure people are showing up with
Between him
signs.
and Jim Dolan in New York, I don't know who the fan base hates more. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Here's a tough one.
Okay.
Bobby or Mike? Bollier.
God, I can't
pick
do that.
one.
That's a tie.
I think
not only can I not pick them, but they're both here, so I can't.
they
I
are
can't
in
do
this
that.
room.
But you know, Bobby's a Battlehawks fan, so it's gonna.
I think that should lose some points for that. No. So, yeah, but no. That good answer. Yeah, you really can't pick. I can't pick between my brothers.
Can't do it.
I know we're gonna have a lot of laughs this weekend.
Yep.
Trying to start this video. Definitely, we
probably a half hour before we got to the first second of the show.
So you know, anytime you get us all together, we hopefully don't tear DC apart again like last time.
We'll see what happens.
But I can't make any promises.
Yep.
But anyways, Tim, I appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
That was a pleasure. Let freedom ring. We'll be back filming on Thursday with Jesse Martineau in studio. But other than that, everyone enjoy your weekend. Let freedom ring. We'll see you next time.